offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get 2 $25 gift cards that you can use at Beach Buns Bakery in Northfield for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com. South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station. This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app. Now, live from the Matt Black Kia Studios. Here's Josh Hennig.
Friday edition of Game Night, the final show before Christmas on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. We got a lot of stuff to get into this hour coming up in less than 20 minutes from now. Andy McNamara is back to talk some NFL as we get ready for the busy football weekend. I'll give you some of my picks for the football weekend and my previews of some of the games. And as always, you can join the conversation at 609-403-0973. Your DMs are always welcome into the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. All right, so let's get to a couple things here off the top here. I don't want to spend a lot of time, dwelling on the Eagles injury report because we'll find out more tomorrow. But, this Eagles game is starting to worry me, not in the sense that I don't think they'll win. It's worrying me in the sense that I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people realize because, when I checked the lines earlier today, the Eagles are currently a 13.5-point favorite. I got to tell you guys, I'm starting to worry that they might only win by 10 in this game, 10 or less, because the number of players who are already unavailable, and it might be more, is looking very concerning. Another day that Cunningham, Morrow, and Smith do not practice. It's not good, guys. It's not good. Look, we already knew that Dickerson and Slay were not going to play in this game. That was already well known. That was already obvious because of the surgeries that they just had. But Cunningham down, this is another day with a knee issue. And this guy and Morrow have been the starting linebacker tandem most of the year. If they can't play Monday afternoon, I'm concerned because as I told you guys yesterday here on Game Night on 97.3, Darren Waller and Saquon Barkley present very unique matchup problems for Philadelphia. And unless the Eagles' defensive line is going to wake up and start playing to their potential, then I am concerned that this team, this Eagles roster, is going to have trouble against the Giants' skill players. The Giants lost to the Saints last week because the Saints have the linebackers to neutralize Saquon Barkley. They have the corners and safeties to limit the little bit of offense the Giants have and can muster. So for the Eagles, the styles make fights. You do not want to let your division rival take you and bury you even more than you already are. And the Eagles, they know how important this game is. They know they got to get the job done in this game. And I'm just worried that if I'm missing both my linebackers, what are you going to do? It's obvious from the last two games that Shaq Leonard is not the answer. Maybe he'd be the answer for another defense that runs a different kind of scheme, but he's not right for this defense. And unless Matt Patricia has something special in store for this game, now that he has game tape to review and use that as part of his game plan for the game on Monday, they say seeing is believing. I got to see it before I believe it. I really do. And if you're asking me at 6:07 on Friday night, I think the Eagles win, but I think it's one of those 17-10 kind of game. I think it's one of those 20-13 kind of deals. I think there could be some concern about how the Eagles, they might not win aesthetically pleasing. And I think for a lot of people, when we come in on Tuesday to talk about the game, there's going to be a lot of frustrated people out there. And I'm just warning you ahead of time, because if Cunningham and Morrow are not playing in this game, well, you might want to go to 973ESPN.com and grab some of those craft drinks that I recommended for Christmas, because you might need to ease the pain a little bit halfway through the game. I'm just warning you guys ahead of time. And again, it's not that the Giants team is a great team, but styles make fights. And the style matchup in this game is certainly concerning. And it wouldn't be as concerning if the offense was better. I think that I am genuinely concerned about the Eagles offense, because I have trouble figuring out the real genesis behind what is going on in this fiasco. Look, we can blame Jalen all we want, because he is the man throwing the ball. He is the one with the ball in his hand every down of every game. But man, at some point, Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson need to have an honest conversation about stop running a college offense. Stop the bubble screens. Stop throwing the Quez Watkins deep. Stop telling Jalen that the priority options on this play don't include dumping the ball off to DeAndre Swift when he's wide open in the flat. Brian Johnson said today they need more big plays. No, you need to make more plays. You don't need big plays. You need to make plays. That's the difference. And I feel like the Eagles, I feel like some of this stuff is obvious, and for whatever reason, they're just not doing it. I don't know, man. I'm just concerned that the Eagles are trying to do the same thing and expecting a different result. And it's very frustrating. It's maddening. And I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Josh Hennig here on Game Night on 97.3 ESPN FM and 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle. Over on the text board, Shaner in EHT chimes in and says, I think we will blow them out. I do worry about the Cardinals and the second G-Men game, but if we're talking only this game, it's a win. Shaner says there's too much BS going on. The team is tired of it, and they will ball out. Shaner's prediction is Eagles 31-17. Shaner, if they do it, I will come on the radio. I will praise them from the beginning to the end of the show, because I'm filling in for Mike Gill on Tuesday's Sports Bash. And I'll tell you right now, I will praise the Eagles for 4 hours if they win the game 31-17. I might be a little critical because they gave up 17 points to a team they should beat, though. Anthony Atlantic City says, dude, you are killing me with the defensive talk. Defense is fine. Offense is a clear issue here. Even when y'all are winning, you have to come from behind. Shane Steichen is missed severely. Anthony Atlantic City, look, I agree with you about Steichen. Steichen not being here is a huge, huge problem for this team. I think that Brian Johnson has done a poor job at filling that void. But I do got to talk defense, because if it wasn't for the defense choking at the end of the Monday night game, they might have won that game. But instead they let Drew Lock beat them. That's unacceptable. With this team, with this talent, they should be way better. And now you're going into a Giants game, potentially with 2 of your linebackers. If you're not concerned, I don't know. I guess you don't watch the same game. But I do agree with you, Anthony, that the offense is a clear issue. And part of the clear issue has to do with this game plan every week. Sirianni is supposed to be part of this game planning each week. And for whatever reason, this team thinks it's better to throw deep to Quez Watkins than to throw to Devonta Smith wide open over the middle. And I know some of you out there are saying when you listen on 97.3 ESPN, Josh, Hurts made that play. Hurts made that call. You don't know that for a fact. For all we know, they may have told Hurts the priority of this play is get to the end zone. If Quez Watkins is open, if he's got daylight, throw it to him. They might have told him that. Now, if Hurts is overtly, if he's overtly telling the coaching staff, no, I'm going to do what I want. I don't care what your game plan is. I don't care what your play calls is. That's a different conversation. I just have trouble seeing Hurts be that guy. I just don't see Hurts being the guy who tells his coaches to bug off, right? So that's at least how I look at it. All right, we'll get more of your text a little bit later in the hour. Your thoughts on the Eagles and the NFL. By the way, how about last night? That Rams game made me ask a question after the game, and we didn't really get to it with the guys earlier, Danny and Ryan filling in for Mike Gill on the Sports Bash, Josh Hennig here on Game Night on 97.3 ESPN. So in 2012, and you guys can chew on this for a minute. In 2012, when Calvin Johnson set the single season record in receiving yards, his quarterback was Matthew Stafford. When Cooper Kupp had the second most receiving yards in NFL history, his quarterback was Matthew Stafford. Puka Nacua and down, it's 147 yards in the final two games. That means he needs 72 yards in each of the next two games to set the record for most receiving yards by a rookie in NFL history, and his quarterback is Matthew Stafford. Is Matthew Stafford an under-the-radar future Hall of Famer? Just something to think about here on a Friday. Josh, hanging out with you here on 97.3 ESPN FM and 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If there's multiple urinals, do not go next to me.
Yeah,
if there's 5 urinals, 1, 3, and 5. Then you fill in 2 and 4. Where do you go if you're the first one in? I go to 5.
All the way at the end.
The 5.
All the way to the end.
Then the next person has to go to 1. The next person 3.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
I hate free money and finishing first. Said no one ever. At Raceway Kia, you'll finish first during the Kia season of giving back because we're giving back with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 90 days. And right now, get a 2024 Kia Forte LXS for under $21,000. Stop by Raceway Kia today or visit online at racewaykia.com. Approved credit with Kia methods, includes tax, title, license, and fees. See dealer for details. Offer ends 1/2/24.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-631-5533. That's 1-800-631-5533. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-631-5533. That's 1-800-631-5533.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Hey, this is Brighton Richards from Apex East Roofing. You know, the blonde-haired girl in the pink truck. We want to keep our men working so that they have a good Christmas. So if you're in need of a new roof, we're holding a Keep Our Men Working sale going on now through December 31st. Go to apexeastroofing.com and get a quote in 30 seconds. And all of us at Apex East Roofing are wishing you and your families a happy holiday season.
Get a price on your roof in 30 seconds at apexeastroofing.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-374-0758 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-374-0758. That's 800-374-0758. What do you have to lose? Call 800-374-0758. Again, 800-374-0758.
Do you love a good cigar almost as much as your family? Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but you can find that perfect cigar at Smokers Haven. With 5 New Jersey locations, Smokers Haven has the finest selection of cigars in the area, like Ashton, My Father's, Romeo and Julieta, Monte Cristo, and more. All from the finest tobacco leaves and hand-rolled by the world's finest cigar makers. All locations are fully open. Stop in and let them help you find the perfect cigar to pair with your life. See all they have and their locations at smokershavennj.com.
The holidays are here. Go to omahasteaks.com and take advantage of 50% off site-wide. Shop carefully curated gift packages that are guaranteed to make spirits bright all winter long. Plus, when you use code SIZZLE at checkout, get an extra $30 off your order. Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that'll be remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with complete confidence today, knowing you're ordering the very best. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code SIZZLE at checkout. Minimum order may be required.
Omaha Steaks, America's original butcher.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Join me on the Bet Parks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. Bet Parks is the official casino and sportsbook app for the real Philly fan, and the only app I recommend. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances like total passing and rushing yards. Bet total team touchdown. Bet who scores a touchdown. And nobody does live in-game betting better than Bet Parks. Bet on the action as it happens. Join me right now and download the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. New customers make a winning $10 bet and get $125 in bonus sportsbook bets back. Must be a winning bet, and bonus bets must be wagered once. The Bet Parks Sportsbook is the only sports betting app that I recommend. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they have it all. Like me, I'm sure that you love to play, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in NBA, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Number 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
My life coach has a terrible life.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
I should just get fake plants.
It's Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance. Save up to 30% on select prior year Tempur-Pedic beds and bases. Plus, get a $300 gift for pillows and more. All with free and fast delivery. Deals this big won't last long, so don't miss out. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
You have many options for holiday shopping, but Sage Jewelers is always your gift-giving headquarters. Sage Jewelers, the real jeweler, is offering the latest in diamond jewelry.
Sage Jewelers has certified GIA diamonds and the most exquisite diamond engagement rings. Come see the selection of lab-grown diamond and fashion jewelry, all up to 40% off.
Sage Jewelers can also customize anything.
Sage Jewelers, your holiday headquarters on Tilton Road in Northfield.
Sage Jewelers, the ultimate expression of love.
You're listening to Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
I'll get back to the text board in just a bit. 609-403-0973. That's the text board. Your DMs into 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. But right now, I mean, we can't get into an NFL weekend. I'm talking with my man, Andy McNamara. Of course, he is the host of the Sick podcast at AndyMC81 on the Twitter X platform. Andy, my friend, welcome back. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing good. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And for those watching on the stream, you're welcome for my Mega Powers Hulk Hogan Macho Man Christmas sweater. Came in the mail today.
Well, first of all, thank you for debuting it with me. I'm wearing the tried and true Rock, just bring it shirt. So
classic. Gotta love it.
I guess we're both just old. I guess that's what it means. But.
You know what? It's called classic, right? It's called distinguished. That's what it's got to be.
Distinguished, cultured, whatever other.
Yeah, something like that. We're in a Hulk Hogan Macho Man sweater. Why not?
All right, and let's get into a few things here. First of all, obviously, a lot of people in this area are extremely disappointed with the Eagles and their loss. So I want to know from you, from an outsider looking in, what do you think is wrong with this team?
Josh, to be honest, since that game ended and knowing I come on with you each Friday, I've been trying to think of a good answer to this. And I have to say, I don't know what the bleep is going on. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Is this a late season, an untimely slide? Is it a team that peaked too soon? Are they not as good as we thought? Like, I can't put my finger on it. I refuse to, and I hear some of the chatter. People, as soon as anything goes wrong, want to just jump on Jalen Hurts for whatever reason. The guy takes you to a Super Bowl, want to jump on. Okay, that's fine. That's not where my head goes. The injuries can't be an excuse. Teams around the league Houston has the most injuries. Browns have the most injuries. Injuries don't cut it. So what is it? That's really the question here. And you lose to Seattle. Like the Dallas one I could give you. The Seattle one, tough to play, but man, like it's tough. I honestly, Josh, I don't have an answer. My thinking is this. You better get with it, Eagles, right now. Like this is it. Shake your head, get whatever's going on, whatever funk you're in, you better shake it, and you better make a statement against the Giants at 4:30 on Sunday or Monday.
Let me ask you this, because you mentioned about making a statement. What if the Eagles only win like 17-10?
You know what? It depends how. How does it look? Was it something where you really backed into it? Was it there's something weird? I think the weather's supposed to be pretty good, but there's something weird weather-wise. How does it look? Is it sloppy? Do you win 17-10, but you turn the ball over 4 times? Well, that's not good. If the Giants bounce up and they play you tough, but you play a clean game, it really depends. We have to watch this game, I think, Josh, very closely. We have to really analyze it and think, what from those previous losses, how is this team responding? Things like body language too, right? People down or people sitting alone or people together. What's the feel? Because this team is too good to not win that division. It's too good to not go deep and at least get to a conference championship, if not back to the Super Bowl. So I think it's between the years right now for these guys.
So I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, because I think it doesn't matter how you win. You got to win. To me, you got to get the bad taste out of your mouth and then figure the rest out. Like you at least got to have, if you're one of these coaches, you got to be able to walk in the locker room and say, here is something that we told you to do that you did that worked and got us a win. Now, stop doing all the other bleep and come into work and let's play the Cardinals next week. Like, I feel like they got to get something positive out of this game. To me, if you win, even if it's not a great game, at least you got some of the stink out of the house.
Oh, you better win. Like that shouldn't even be a question. What I'm saying is,
but it is a question.
I know that's the problem.
They won the Seahawks game. They had a lead. They choked at the end of the game. They had 3 turnovers against the Cowboys. If they would have scored on those 3 drives, it'd be a completely different game, right?
Absolutely.
So you and I can say they should, they better, but they haven't. No, you're right. They haven't. And they have the easiest schedule of just about any playoff team left on paper. Come on. You got the Giants, Cardinals, and then Giants again, right? You finish up with the Giants. But here's the problem. The Eagles, both their linebackers are DNP for the second straight day. And Saquon and Darren Waller, who's going to guard them on Monday?
Well, here's the thing, though. We've seen more than, I want to say, any season in memory. Maybe it was even like 2 years ago. I don't know. But there are so many injuries. We saw most recent that Keaton Mitchell injury. Looked like it was like turned into a flamingo leg. Good Lord. Terrible. There's just injuries. There's all over the place. And following the Browns as closely as they do and having them have like 16 players starter after starter go down, just this season, Josh, that the injuries don't matter. They're not an excuse. You're the Eagles. You're the cream of the crop. You got to figure this out. I don't care what position it is. You got to do a next man up thing. You are too good to not figure this out. You just are. I don't care, Darren Waller, Saquon Barkley. Okay, this is supposed to be a super smart coaching staff. Scheme it. Do it. I don't have the scheme answer for them.
So then is the coaching staff not smart?
No, I'm not prepared to go there at all. I think this is a great coaching staff. I think that's why I'm so flabbergasted, Josh. I'm like, how is this team on this skid right now? Like that's what's. I don't blame, certainly not the front office. I don't blame the coaches aren't stupid. The players aren't bad. There's just something. There's something there. And you're right. You got to get that win. What I'm saying is, you get the win. That's good. But for me, if I'm an Eagles fan, I want to feel more comfortable going forward. I don't want to see an ugly win. I'll take the W any way you get it. Don't get me wrong. But I want to see something where I'm not backdooring and I'm not just falling because the Giants stink and I'm falling into it and whatever. I want to have confidence going into the playoffs with this easy schedule. I have to start becoming, again, on Christmas Day, the dominant Eagles team and put the league back on notes. Because right now, everyone's talking about the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys play the Dolphins. It's the battle of who can beat a winning team.
That's it. And you know what? Hey, that week that the Cowboys beat the Eagles, the Dolphins lost to the Titans, right? Like, right now it's edge Cowboys. It is.
For now. But
For
guess
now.
what? It's in Miami. Cowboys are not the same team on the road as they are at home. And Miami's defense is actually playing better recently.
Yeah.
So, Jalen Ramsey is actually starting to, who Jalen Ramsey is? Jalen Ramsey is like an NBA player who's like really good but gets bored with like the middle of the seaseason. And then he sees like LeBron on the schedule. And it's like, like when Bradley Beal used to play for the Wizards, or like when I'm trying to think of a guy who like would score a lot of points randomly, like John Wall, or like one of those guys. Like LeBron's coming to town, I'm gonna go score a ton of points. I feel like who Jalen Ramsey is. I feel like Ramsey gets bored. He's like, I'm playing the Jets. Like, and he's like, ooh, CeeDee Lamb, let's go.
Yeah.
So then they can pound his chest after the game and be like, I'm number one.
You know what? That's a great comparison. I think it's accurate. I'll say this. I was looking up before I came on. The anytime Boston Scott touchdown is at plus 260, Josh. We know it's Boston Scott season on Christmas Day, kids. You want to pay for those Christmas bills? As sure as it will be Christmas morning, Boston Scott will score a touchdown.
That's a DFS lineup ad right there.
Ooh, that's a DFS line. That's a bet. First touchdown is plus 1,200. I'm not going to go there. Plus 850 for the last one. Plus 260 anytime.
That makes more sense.
I so hope it happens, because every year it happens. I'm like, how does it keep happening? It's so great.
But back to the Cowboys and Dolphins. Andy McNamara joining us here on Game Night, wearing his Macho Man Hulk Hogan sweater for the holidays.
Mega
on
Power
97.3 ESPN. What do you take of this Dolphins Cowboys game? Because both sides are walking. Both teams are, if you go by the press conferences, they're both walking this line of, nobody respects us, nobody likes us, stuff, we'll call it. And it's like, well, no matter what, one of you is going to come out of this game losing. So, I mean, one of you is going to be wrong in your attitude. Like, Mike, both Mike McDaniel and Tua are like crying all week long. And McCarthy and Dak Prescott are playing the whole, like, oh, it's just one game. So it's like one of these teams is going to come out of this game realizing that whatever strategy they went in with was the wrong one.
Yeah. And this is really interesting because we can draw so many comparables between them, right? Like we said, it was the team that couldn't beat the winning team. Dallas did with Philly, but then lost the next week. So, okay, there you just come down like this. This is a very interesting pickup game for Dallas, because you had that emotional win, you crash down. Miami's, you're not going to overlook them. How do you perform, like you said, on the road, right? You look at Dallas and they're 3-4 away, and Dolphins just one loss at home here. So it's a game where it's still vital for both teams. Like, this isn't any cruise mode. So we're going to see, I think, the best of both, because Miami loses, and if Buffalo wins, Buffalo's one game back and still has a shot, right? They've won two in a row, and Buffalo's not guaranteed a playoff spot either, by the way. And then for Dallas, it's between them and the Eagles that's the difference between a home playoff game, which, as we know, is huge. I'm very excited for this game. I think it will tell us quite a bit about both teams, just like the Ravens 49ers game will. These are two real good test of this late in the season matchups.
The other thing is, I mean, what do we do with MVP, Andy?
Oh,
what do we do?
I know. I don't even think I don't want it to be a quarterback. I don't want it to be a quarterback.
I don't like it. Give it to McCaffrey.
Yes. Or Tyreek Hill.
Or Tyreek Hill.
Or Tyreek Hill.
I think Tyreek Hill's case got dinged a little bit because the Dolphins were able to play well without him against the Jets, and the Jets supposed to have a good defense. So I feel like, for example, if the Dolphins would have won like 20-3, I think it would have done them Tyreek Hill a better favor. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, okay, I'm looking at the leaders here. Leader is Brock Purdy. Great story, yada, yada, yada. However, if you watch the games, Josh, if you watch the games, okay, and again, a great system by Shanahan. I don't blame Shanahan. I'll blame Purdy. You're getting it. You're winning. You're doing tremendous. But for MVP, the scheme has you throw it 4 yards to Deebo Samuel, and he runs for 30. It has you throw it for 3 yards to Christian McCaffrey. He runs for 30. Oh, okay. You know, like, I'm not impressed at an MVP level of Brock Purdy. I'm impressed as a whole with the 49ers, not as an MVP. Lamar Jackson, I still feel too up and down. I'm not wowed by Lamar. I don't think he's as good as he was in his MVP year previously. Dak Prescott, I guess still can have a case for it. Like, if he really balls out, like if he goes out and just lights up that Miami defense, which is respected, all right, maybe you can start talking me into it. But really, right now, it's Christian McCaffrey for me, and then Tyreek Hill after. But are they just going to give it to a quarterback? Like, do they have to? Like,
I feel like they always do, because I talk to Rob Motti every week from the Associated Press. So for those who don't know, Rob Motti is the guy who actually handles all the voting. All the voters for MVP, all the voters for first team All Pro, he sees them before we do. Like, he sees the numbers. So and he tells me every year that he doesn't understand how people vote some of the ways they do. Like, he tells me every year, he's like, Josh, I don't understand why they voted this way. So if he's saying it, what are we gonna do? I feel like this award is so warped that because to me, my problem with Brock Purdy is this: even if he was throwing bombs, right? The team is undefeated with Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
When they're not on the field, they've lost 3 games. So
Browns
to me,
beat them. Yep.
It's a clear sign that Brock Purdy is not an elevator. He's not the most valuable player. He could be the most outstanding player. He could be the offensive player of the year, right? But to me, he's not the most valuable. Remember when Adrian Peterson won the MVP? I mean, that Vikings team was pathetic.
Right.
People forget how pathetic that team was. He was so incredible. To me, the MVP, Patrick Mahomes last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the idea that you're the man.
If you're not
Brock
there,
Purdy,
falls apart.
Brock Purdy is a man, not the man.
The less catchy Ric Flair catchphrase. If you want to be a man, you have to be. No, you're absolutely right. It's proven. It's proven. Without Deebo, without Christian McCaffrey, that team doesn't win. So Brock I like the word you used there. He's not an elevator. Doesn't elevate the team. So therefore, it's on MVP. I still think these voters don't have the correct mindset of what MVP is. I just think it's he above a lot of stats. Let's give it to him. And sometimes that's the case, but sometimes it's not. Like this year. Even still, if we think about value to the team, you could still, I think, under our definition, Josh, put Patrick Mahomes in that conversation. Because if Patrick Mahomes isn't on that team, it's over. What the heck are you doing? I'm not voting for him, but you know what I mean. If we're talking about if you take player X away from the team, they do nothing. I think Patrick Mahomes is there.
I just can't give it to any quarterback this year.
I'm totally with you. Like I said, I'd give it to Christian McCaffrey. Tyreek Hill would be my second choice. And that, I just not excited about any quarterback.
The third choice is your boy, by the way. We got to mention him.
What, Flacco?
No, stop. No, Myles Garrett.
For MVP?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, wow. I was thinking defensive player of the year. Yes. He's my leader in the clubhouse there. That would be wild. He is, you can get plus 30,000 odds on Myles Garrett. Josh, oh boy. Let's put $1 on Myles Garrett, kids.
I know it's not happening. To me, I feel like there's more non-quarterbacks who deserve it than quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. you look, and it's very rare these days that a running back is it, but Christian McCaffrey's a difference maker for beyond that, right? Like, and we're looking at other guys, non-quarterbacks, like the next, like Micah Parsons, but no, like Dak's probably more like it's. Oh, you know what? I'm actually looking. Joe Flacco is actually on this list now. He's actually on. He wouldn't be able to qualify. Is plus 1 million. Oh no, plus 100,000. I read it wrong. Plus 100,000.
Here's a question for you. If Josh Allen gets the Bills to the playoffs and he has like a fire end of the season, could he be MVP?
He's 5th on the list right now. Like, could he be? Okay, well, let's take our own definition into account here. All right. So the defense gets totally banged up, and the defense was a strength. So you could have made that argument that it could help you along, but it's not now. If you take Josh Allen out, you have James Cook, who's done really good the last few weeks, but that's because of the threat of Josh Allen. Yeah. Like, really, if they make, but he would have to go on a run, like not like a 6 or 7 seed. Like if he wins the division.
Here's where he stands right now. He's 9th in the NFL in passing yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. He is 3rd in passing touchdowns, and he is 8th in passer rating. So, I mean, it's not like he's like, I know the turnovers are a big problem for a lot of people, but I mean, at some point, it's like, if you're going on valuable.
Yeah, if you're going on that, and then it's like, okay, well, he's not the offensive player of the year then. You can do a vice versa. I think they should really have 2 distinct, like really hone in on what it means. Because offensive player of the year, you just go stats, pull it up, click sort, and who has the most whatever you want to look at, right? There's your offensive player of the year, and defensive player of the year. A little different, but along the same category. But yeah, and I guess in that case too, I guess you have to really do have to include Lamar Jackson, because we've seen before you put in what was it, Ty Huntley or whatever it is, and they suck.
Yeah.
Who was a Pro Bowler last year too? Remember that joke? I'm still mad about
ruins
that.
The Pro Bowl. Like the
It
Pro
totally
Bowl
ruins
is
it.
no value ever again.
100%. People get into the Hall of Fame in part based on Pro Bowl. Like that's part of the equation, and you just dummied that. You just dummied that down with.
You ruined it. You ruined it for everybody.
Terrible with that. What a disgrace. They should be ashamed, really.
By the way, speaking of the Bills, one of my bets for the weekend is Bills team total over 27.5.
Okay. I can see that.
They've scored 30 points or more in 3 of the last 4 games.
Yeah. So the offense starting to, and I gotta say, James Cook, and you're looking like people who held on to James Cook on their fantasy teams, you are being rewarded. It's been forever since it. Now here's my thing with this Bills game. Saturday night in LA, Josh, we have the coaching change. We always talk bump up. We always talk, what happened to the Raiders.
This is different.
I don't know. Like the Chargers played, Josh, like they really hated Brandon Staley. Like really hated Brandon Staley. So
dude,
I don't know.
The interim head coach's name is Giff Smith. And their starting quarterback is Easton Stick. So you have a 21st century technologically sharing device in GIF, and then you have a hockey stick playing quarterback. Like, no.
Correct.
No, the Bills are going to win like 40-10, man.
You're taking the 12.5?
Oh, yes. I told you I'm taking the 27.5.
You're taking 27? Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like the Chargers, I don't know. They still have a lot of talent for the future. But man, yeah, like Easton Stick, that was some of the worst, like really the worst quarterback play I've seen. Like there's been some bad stuff, John, but you just watch it, like what? Like it's terrible. It's like Bills defense, like light that up. My goodness. Holy.
By the way, before I let you go, we have to shout out on Twitter, Coach Frank 18, because he tweeted at you and he took a screenshot. His fantasy football team name is the Mega Powers.
Yes, Coach Frank. Atta boy. There you go. Look at that.
I don't know how he's doing in the postseason, but he's got a decent lineup, man. Like, he's
Decent
got a
team?
solid. I mean, the only guy on this team that's really kind of like, how'd you end up with him is Ty Chandler. But I mean,
yeah, and you know what, Josh, I was heartbroken. So I advanced in our league, of course, but the out of my 4 leagues, 3 out of the 4, the one I lost by like 1 point. My opponent had Jalen Hurts. I had Jalen Hurts on another team who helped me advance, but I had cobbled together Ty Chandler, Zamir White, and like 3 other like backup scrubs, and I kept it on point. It was going to be my finest work as a fantasy expert, and it just fell short. Heck of a team by Team Frank, though. There you go.
Yeah, Coach Frank, good job there. The Mega Powers.
Yeah. What? Oh man, I tagged Hulk Hogan. My goal in life, I want Hulk Hogan to like retweet me and follow me, and we'll become best friends. That's all I want. I met him once in 2002 at a book signing.
I was gonna say you can go to his bar in Florida. Apparently they have karaoke once a week, and he shows up for it.
I don't even know if I could I don't even know if I could speak, Josh. Like I would just be like I'm not wowed by athlete guy. Once you interview a bunch of guys like us, it becomes a little it's a cool job and all that, but you're not like star wowed. The only people I've ever been star wowed for were wrestlers. Kevin Nash, I interviewed him face to face. My hand disappeared. The old Diesel went. Hulk Hogan at the book signing, and when I was in grade 12, Vince McMahon. We had a signing with. We got to meet a couple of wrestlers. Walked out. And said, "How you doing, boys?" And I didn't say anything. I was like, "Oh, it's amazing." I only get starstruck by the wrestlers. That's it.
Oh my gosh! At AndyMC81 on the Twitter X platform, the Sick Podcast. Plug it, Andy.
Yes, sir. Sick Podcast every weekend except for this Sunday. I'm gonna take the Christmas time off. I'm taking it off. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna take it off. I got family stuff. I'm treating Andy. Okay, taking an Andy day. But you can still get me on Twitter X at AndyMC81 at SickPodBrowns, Instagram at AndyMCSports. Any fantasy football betting questions? I'm gonna be putting out some picks, some lineups, some start sets. So I'm going to be doing it that way, but I'm taking a chill day this weekend on it, but we'll get through because it's fantasy football playoff time, man. It's crunch time. So any questions, hit me up there, and we'll be back every other Tuesday and Sunday live on YouTube, Sick Podcast with Andy Mack.
Well, maybe this is a bad omen for you because number one, I will be on the radio this Sunday morning.
Very nice.
As I am every Sunday live from Atlantic City with the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. And number 2, it's you versus me in the fantasy league.
That's right.
So
I'm up 18-0, by the way, thanks to Kyron Williams.
That's early yet.
And it was a softer day than I want. He was supposed to get like 22 fantasy points. So I'm a little.
Well, yeah, it looked like he was going to have a monster day, and then all of a sudden it just kind of like slowed down.
I know it kind of slow-moed down. I got the Bears D against the Cardinals. I'm hoping that Montez Sweat will feast. I got Justin Fields. I got McCaffrey, who we've been touting all week. So
I'm not feeling good about your Browns, Bears. I'm sorry, Bears hope there. No, I do feel good about the Browns. I feel good about the Browns this week. I feel very good about them, not the Bears though.
That defense, I saw it up close, man. That Montez Sweat, if there was a bigger sample size, you're talking about MVP for a defense. Like Josh, this guy since he came, phenomenal.
Tyler Murray, you know that guy's weird, man. He'll have a random game and you don't see it coming.
I know. I've been torn between the Bears DST or the Colts. I went with my gut with the Bears. Also, I can't stand Kyler Murray, so maybe that's part of it too. I want Montez Sweat to just inhale him. Like Stay Puft Marsh, but just inside and just squash him. We'll see. He'll go off for like 4 touchdowns now. I know it. God.
Andy, always appreciate you jumping on. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family, even up there in the frozen tundra of Canada.
Yes. Hey, it's the same temperature that what you guys have down there with me. Merry Christmas.
It really?
Yeah. I can't do the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion, but it's not too bad yet.
Yeah. I know it's about 41 degrees Fahrenheit over here. So
40, and freezing 30. Yeah, it's about the same. I'd say it's about 40-ish type of deal. So it's not too bad.
All right, well, not too bad.
Merry Christmas.
Probably change next month. Next month it probably. Josh, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, then I need to get out of here. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Josh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you, the listeners. Love you guys. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Andy McNamara at AndyMC81 on the Twitter X platform. Josh Hennig here on Game Night. We'll get back to tech sport on the other side. 609-403-0973. And my picks for the football weekend. It's the return of the college football picks for bowl season.
It's Sixers basketball tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Runs it up and in. What a play by Maxey. High arcing gear drop shot in traffic and good. At the other end, McGowan rejected by Embiid.
It's Sixers Raptors tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN.
I hate free money and finishing first. Said no one ever. At Raceway Nissan, you'll finish first during the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Finish first with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 90 days. Plus, get complimentary oil changes for up to 3 years with every new vehicle. And right now, finish first by leasing a 23 Nissan Altima for $259 a month. Stop by Raceway Nissan today or visit online at racewaynissanNJ.com. Approved credit. Offer ends 1/2/24.
Your palace awaits. Caesars Palace Online Casino is now live. Download today and register using code RADIOLAUNCH. New users get a $10 sign-up bonus, a 100% deposit match up to $1,000, and 2,500 reward credits after wagering $25. Must be 21 and physically present in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or West Virginia. Minimum wagering within 7 days required to unlock bonuses. Full terms and wagering requirements at CaesarsPalaceOnline.com/promos. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In West Virginia, all games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly.
Hi, honey. Happy first day back at work. Can't wait to see you tonight. We are so proud of you.
There are many reasons to start recovery. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, we are here to help. Call us. Our trained counselors are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help. Your recovery is within reach. Call 844-REACH-NJ to learn about medication that can support your recovery. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon. It's your last chance to trade in any iPhone in any condition for the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE, all on us with Unlimited Ultimate. Go to your local Verizon store now. iPhone requires Unlimited Ultimate plan first. Service plan required for iPad and Apple Watch. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required first. Less $1,000 trade-in/promo credit. Up to $459.99 device payment purchase with new line on eligible plan required per Apple Watch or iPad. Less up to $459.99 promo credit per device applied. 0% APR. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Get to Met Black Kia during the Season of Giving Back sales event. You'll save thousands with 0% financing, 0 down payments, or 0 payments until next March on every clearly marked new Kia. Like the all-new Kia Forte LXS, just $19,999. Why would you buy a used vehicle when you can get a brand new Kia with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty for under $20,000? Even if you think you're currently stuck in a loan or lease, we want to get you released. And only Met Black Kia has a 4-day love it or leave it return policy. Plus, you can drive with 0 down and 0 payments until March of next year on every new Kia in stock. So come get your new Kia Forte for under $20,000. But when they're gone, they're gone.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
With approved credit, all will qualify. Credit may affect and payment offers can't be combined. Go to MattBlackKiaNJ.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF at $27.78 per thousand for 36 months. Rebates and incentives to dealer expires 1/2/24. Matt Black Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be present in New Jersey. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
I have diabetes.
I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm Mike Mackler. At Goldenberg Mackler, we represent you, not the insurance companies. When seriously injured in any type of accident, call us. We'll speak with you for free and fight to get you the money you deserve. When injured, make the right call to Goldenberg Mackler.
For the best lawyer, call Goldenberg Mackler with 4 convenient locations to better serve you. Atlantic City, Northfield, Rio Grande, and Vineland. Call us at 609-344-7131.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get 2 $25 gift cards that you can use at Peach Buns Bakery in Northfield for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
Now, more Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show here. First of all, shout out to Jeff in Ocean City. Texted in, said, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to the entire 97.3 crew. Enjoy the games and your time with your families. By the way, thanks to Jeff in Ocean City as well. Got me a little some brews, some Tonewood Fuego. Actually, it's Tonewood Mas Fuego. He actually dropped off for me the other day, so I appreciate him on a happy hour Friday. Biz from Absecon says, hey, Josh, I just want to let you know I love the show on the station. Have a Merry Christmas. Well, thank you, Biz from Absecon. Appreciate that as well. Again, Merry Christmas to everyone. I will be on with Billy Schweim on Sunday morning in the locker room on 97.3 ESPN. There's no shows on Monday, so please be safe. Enjoy your time with your family and your friends and the people you care about. You know, it's the time of year where, we all should, show others that we appreciate them, how much they mean to us. And because I appreciate all of you out there, let's give you guys some picks. So right now, the college football picks on the year, we are hitting at 65%. The NFL picks are hitting at 59%. So got to get the NFL back up at the 60 percentile. So here are some picks for the weekend. Tomorrow in college football, James Madison versus Air Force in the Armed Forces Bowl. Give me JMU -1.5 to beat Air Force, cover the spread. I also like the over 40.5. These are two teams that can score a lot of points. I also like tomorrow Utah to cover versus Northwestern. Utah is just a better team than Northwestern. 6.5. I don't think it's too much. Also, coming up, if I don't get a chance to talk about it on Tuesday, Texas State versus Rice. I like Texas State, the 5.5. Texas State's got a former D1 elite quarterback, TJ Finley, as their QB. They've been scoring a ton of points this year. And Rice, well, they're Rice. Not the food. Some NFL picks for you guys. I told you guys earlier, I really, really, really like the Bills over 27.5 team points. I think the Chargers have mailed it in. They are cooked. They are done when it comes to the season. I told you guys earlier, I also like the Giants cover the 13.5. But my
Stone Cold Lock of the Century.
Browns, Texans under 40.5. No CJ Stroud. The Texans actually play solid, good defense. Browns might be the best defense in the NFL. Give me under in the scoring, the 40.5 for my
Stone Cold Lock of the Century.
I also like the Colts to win outright on the road against the Falcons. Last time I saw it was plus 125 was the money line. I also like the under for the Pats and the Broncos, 35.5. Not enough points. Got to keep going lower. Also, Ravens plus 5.5 on the road versus the 49ers. I think this will be a field goal game. 49ers or Ravens, whoever wins the field goal, and that covers the 5.5. I'm Josh Hennig. Have a great night, everybody.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's week 16, and the Eagles welcome the New York Giants to the Link on Christmas Day.
Give goes to Scott. Scott slams into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles, Boston Scott.
Eagles Radio Network coverage begins Christmas Day at 3 p.m. Maryland Mike call all the action starting at 4:30. This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by
GMS Law. Make the right call with 4 convenient locations to serve you and at gmslaw.com. Boardwalk Honda. Shop our lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas online at boardwalkhonda.com. The Fan Zone at Sun Valley Pool. Unique fan gear and gifts for every fan of every team. Cape Regional Health System, your healthcare partner for a healthier life in Cape May County. Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union, choose better banking. And South Jersey Gas.
97.3 ESPN FM is your official home in South Jersey for Eagles football.